Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at BBAI. It is time for another update, and an update was requested really, but I wanted to mention that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now in the case of this chart, we are tracking an overall uptrend where we are looking to build a 5-wave move to the upside that would then conceive a larger wave 1. Now that is the bullish interpretation, but we also have to take a look at the idea that yet we could have actually formed a more major top in this area after the 3-wave structure that has already developed, and this could technically be an ABC pattern where it would be a corrective pattern that could be complete, and in that case we would really be looking even to new lows without forming any new highs beyond what we formed here in the 25th of February. Now, based on the movement, the developments that occurred over the last couple of weeks, it is becoming increasingly less likely that it is the case that we have here a major top, and I would also still be looking for continuation to the upside as long as we hold above the 78.6% retracement at the $1.8 level. And with that said, we are tracking in this uptrend two different interpretations. Now, they both are within the larger movement that would have a larger 5-wave move to the upside, but one of them would really be tracking an impulse, and that would be in the blue scenario where we would have a 5-wave move within the wave 1, 3, and the 5th, and then there's also the white interpretation that we have internally, where we really would be tracking an ABC structure within those internal waves. And in this case, we would have had instead an A wave up within the 3rd wave, a B wave down, possibly complete, and then we would be looking for a C wave to complete the larger wave 3. And with that said, we can get here into the shorter time frame, where I wanted to mention that, okay, in this area, we actually still have 3 possible scenarios, but really the yellow scenario would be within either the white or the blue scenario overall regardless. And in that idea, technically we don't know that we bottomed here with this movement to the downside, and really it could be an A wave as we have it in yellow, and then this would be a B wave up, and then we could be looking for a C wave to the downside. And a break above this top here that we formed in this supposed wave B would help, because then we could reset it, but it would become even more unlikely in my opinion that this will work out, and we are regardless already above any resistance that I would look to hold below for a higher probability continuation to the downside. Now in this even shorter time frame in this area, we have the idea of tracking either a larger 3rd wave to develop in blue or this wave C to develop in white. Now in both of these interpretations we are tracking a 5-wave move to develop. Actually within the 3rd wave it would also be a 5-wave move, but there's also a slight difference because I didn't mention this, but in the white scenario where we are tracking the C wave to the upside, this would really be as an ending diagonal within the wave C, where here we have a wave 1, a wave 2, an A wave up within the 3rd wave, a B wave down, and now we would be in the C wave within also still the 3rd wave. And in the blue scenario instead, we could count these initial movements in this area in a few different ways. Could be a series of 1-2 setups, but what we really would be focusing on the most would really be this 1-2 setup, where then we would right now already be within a 3rd wave to the upside. And in the previous video, I actually even provided you this support zone in blue, where we were looking to hold the wave 4 support for direct continuation to the upside, and we did, and we pushed very high, but it really isn't within this interpretation exactly. It seems to have morphed into something a lot more bullish. I would have liked a lot to actually build a nice 5-wave structure here in a 1, 2, a 3rd wave with the 5th wave to follow, and then a 4th and a 5th, and then we would have a larger wave 1, we would have a wave 2 to look forward to for a trade setup, but that didn't work out, and now we have this massive upside structure that doesn't really have a lot of structure, and unfortunately it is not clear at all what structure it really is within. I could count this in a very many different ways. What I would focus on the most though would be a few interpretations. So firstly, I would look out for what would failure really look like. So that would mean that we are looking to push lower and lower, and when would we know that this movement to the upside is most probably failing? Well, unfortunately, the first indication would be in the case that this is a wave 1 complete, and then we would have a 1-2 setup to look forward to. But we are looking for failure. We would have to actually wait to break below the 78.6% retracement here at the $5.3 level. And unfortunately, that is quite far from the current prices, and it is not even confirmed, not even close to being confirmed, that this movement is actually complete. I cannot confirm that we have a wave 1 and that we should be looking for a wave 2 right now. We still have many different ways. We could even push directly higher, still form a few more 4-5 patterns, and have a larger, more complete structure. Because this, while it could look like a 5-wave move to the upside, isn't necessarily the prettiest structure. Could work, I'm not saying that it can't, but and then there would be a more bullish interpretation where I could also see it working out like a 1-2, then this could be another 1-2, another 1-2 here, or something like that. The exact series of 1-2 setups doesn't matter. It is overall in a very small time frame, and it is hard to really determine what structure we should really be followed, because these structures also morph very often in these time frames. And then here we would really be looking at another 1-2 setup to develop, and in this case it really could be also a larger structure where this would be an AB, and we would be looking for the C wave to complete an overall movement. Possibly then we would have a wave 1 complete, but in either case I would be looking instead for a wave 2 support zone in this area instead. And let's use the white scenario for this. They're both interchangeable, both apply in both scenarios, but they are more clear to see this way. And in this case, we have the possibility for something much more bullish, where this could actually be a third wave that would even follow afterwards and have quite aggressive upside potential. Now, for this to work out and have the probabilities with higher likelihood that this could work out, we would have to hold between the $7.6 level all the way down to the $6.7 level. Now, even if we do fall here and we hold and we push higher, it could still turn out to be a slightly different count. Unfortunately, the structure is not clear in what it wants to offer, but here is the area where, as long as we hold this, there is still a chance for aggressive uptrend to follow. And unfortunately, there isn't much else for me to add right now. You have the bullish area, you have the invalidation point, or not invalidation, the reduced probability point, because technically a 1-2 setup really only gets invalidated once we break below the beginning of the wave 1. But you have the high probability area all the way here. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.